we was on day room, but I needed to go to my cell. I couldn't cry in front of a day room full of men. Went in my cell and cried like a baby, couldn't believe it. Because I was helpless. I felt like I failed her. I felt like I put her in the same scenario my father, my mother put me in.
So history was repeating itself.
It was repeating itself. Apple don't fall too far from the tree.
Right.
Wow, that voice right there is a clip I took, Heather and Tracy, from this YouTube series, Untreated Trauma, and where our friend Mozzy is sitting down going through therapy in front of a camera. I don't know if it was the first time you've done it, but in these clips, you finding out more and more about you as you dig into, your introspective on your life and all the things that have taken place and the people that are important to you. You dedicated this new album, Beyond Bulletproof, to your grandmother, Brenda P. Usher. And in that clip, you're talking about the moment that you found out that your daughter was actually taken from the family and put into custody, put into the system. And it wasn't nothing you can do because you were in jail, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, and so hearing that and watching those clips, I really want to say, man, thank you for your honesty, because then it makes sense when I listen to this album. I want to welcome him back to the show. Give it up for Mozzy, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Mozzy.
Our guy.
Right? Yo, I didn't mean to. I didn't want to start off so heavy, but shit, man, when I watched those YouTube clips, I was like, man, and then we've had conversations where we talked about some of these things that you see in the YouTube clips, but it just gave me a whole new perspective about you as a father, you know what I mean? And I got a daughter, and I know what it's like when you go through court and court gets involved with your parenting, and God bless her mama, and you go through it, you work it out until you get to some common ground. But your first daughter, Ariana, got put into CPS, correct?
For sure. Yep. I think she was 6 months.
She was 6 months, and at this time you was in the system. Why was it important for you to sit down and talk about all of this?
Honestly, I felt I needed it. Granny just passed, and that's who I used to talk to. That was my go-to, and so I didn't really get it off my chest. I try as best I could in my music. My music is very therapeutic for me because I get to write, recite, and then I get to listen to it. I get to tweak on it on the freeway, and that's a part of my healing process. But I just felt like I needed to talk to somebody, man, and I wanted to go deep. I didn't just want to just scrape the surface, and so we lined that up, and that's exactly what I did. It was cameras and everything around, so so I could put it out there and display it for the people and let them have an insight. But I had a real therapy session with her, and a lot of the footage, it was cut, and I chose not to use it because I actually went deep. And so, but yeah, it the whole process of talking to her, and she did a lot for me. It was very expensive, but she did a lot for me, man. And I recommend it to any young life, that's going through something and needs somebody to talk to, and don't have that within their family. I recommend them to try it out.
That powerful sister is Dr. Millie Rose, who watching that, I was answering questions that she was asking you for myself. You know what I mean? And even though she wasn't there, listening to how she responded, like she was saying the right things. One of the things she said was, a lot of times we forget to breathe. Had you ever thought about that? Because once you start telling your story, she would say, yo, you notice how you're getting a shortness of breath? It's important that we breathe. When she said that to you, what did you think? What went through your head? Something as simple as breathing.
Right.
In the beginning, In the beginning, we did a breathing exercise, and I almost cracked up. I couldn't take it. I almost started laughing. I tried to hold it as best I could. I think I did a good job, too. But, you know, but as we carried on with the session, and, you know, I started talking about heavy things, it was very beneficial. It actually worked. I had to, you know, I caught myself doing it without her asking me, and I just had to take that breath. Like, it's crazy because that's the same breath I took when I was on the phone with my grandmother, and she told me, you know, that duties in CPS. It was a pause. I took a breath, and then I couldn't take it no more. So it just kind of brought me back to that. When I was talking to her, and it got heavy for me, and you know, I took my breath. It's crazy because it just reminds you of all the times where you where you needed to take a breath, or you took a breath. You know what I'm saying? Me, so it was crazy. She know what she's doing.
Mm-hmm. Mozzy is here. We talking about the new album Beyond Bulletproof. When you was behind bars, you mentioned that you had to get away in order to cry, because you can't cry when you in certain circumstances that people see you as cooked meat. But when you did cry, how did that make you feel? How did that help you or hurt you?
Therapeutic, another process of therapy. I ain't scared to cry. Of course, we can't cry in front of the guys, but you know what I'm saying, that's what one thing Granny did teach me: get it out, let it out. Don't hold it within. You know, let that out. And so I cried. Every other day, every time I went to court and I came back from court, you know, sometimes I felt like it was overwhelming, and you know, it wasn't looking good. It wasn't looking like it was leaning in my favor. I cried some more. I buried my head in that pillow and I cried. This, I think, is one of the few things that could break me. I said it in one of my songs, Child Protective Services, the only thing could break me. And at the time, I felt broken. Just felt broken. And I was sending letters home. And, you know, my fam, immediate fam, they was very supportive. And they was just letting me know, like, you know, they going to keep it lit no matter what the courts got going on. If they got to dive in head first, they're going to dive in. And that's exactly what they did until they got custody of it.
Wow. Mozzy is here. What a powerful story you're telling, man. This, like, I've listened to a lot of your projects, Internal Affairs included, but this one right here is speaking a whole nother language. Even the themes of some of the titles of the songs, like Unethical and Deceitful, So Lonely, you know, Body Count, you know, Betrayed, you know, all of these.
Boys to Men.
Boys to Men, like this is like a book of knowledge, that it could be taken as a book of knowledge if you really, you know, listen to the lyrics, and you're talking trials, and you're talking tribulations, you're talking actions, and you're talking consequences, and even pointing out betrayal, you know, amongst folks that are supposed to be, you know, your closest people, your closest men, but under certain circumstances, they turn their back on you. You know, I hear that theme, if I'm correct, I hear that common theme in a few of the songs, which brings up, and then in a couple of the songs you talk about people know that you'll never talk, you'll never snitch, and that you know, that whole concept of not snitching. What are your thoughts about the whole concept of not snitching?
I feel like that's street politics. It really don't apply to civilians. If somebody pushed Granny over and Granny called the police, we're not gonna hold her accountable for that, because Granny not involved what we involved in. And you know, but when you somebody who it's just like the police system, man. It's the police, the same way the police operate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they don't tell amongst each other. They don't tell on each other. They'll go to war, they'll go to court, and they'll go and lie about that, you know, just because the loyalty and the camaraderie within they, you know what I'm saying, they unit. And, you know, so even they understand the rules and regulations. And these are people who writing reports all day. And so, you know, I feel like it just applied to anybody that's that's within them politics. If you outside of them politics, man, you're entitled to that. You shouldn't be punished for that. I'm saying if somebody do something to my kids and they entitled to go tell, they entitled to that. Somebody do something to my little sister, she's not involved in our politics. She's not involved in the street life. She's entitled to write them statements, or she's entitled to put that restraining order on whoever, and she won't be held accountable. So I just feel like it's really the urban community and people who involved in criminal activities, man, and got a career in criminal activities. So that's how I feel.
So if you grow up in the same neighborhood, but you're not in a criminal lifestyle, and something happens to you, and you decide, yeah, man, that dude down the street did it, and you're not involved in those politics, then those politics don't apply to you.
It don't apply to you, but for every action there's a reaction. And so sometimes it gets funky, sometimes it get ugly. And sometimes they gotta suffer them consequences just because they dealing with street politicians. I'm saying, I feel like if a civilian tell on a civilian, they just go to court, figure it out in court, and go about their life. But sometimes a civilian can tell on the street politician, and it can get ugly for them just because them the rules that the politician live by. And but like you said, yeah, I feel it's strictly within these trenches, man. Anybody who's involved. If you're not involved, man, I feel like you're entitled to do as you please.
Okay, Mozzy's here. We talking about the album Beyond Bulletproof. Tracy G.
Mozzy, my appreciation for you, my brother, runneth over. You as an artist, you as a human. Thank you for continuously being honest and doing the work. Not just the work with what you produce, but doing the inner work and sharing that process. I'm wondering, as we're seeing a lot of people in our community, hip hop, but also just men, masculinity changing as we embrace mental health. Are you having different types of conversations with your boys these days about their mental health, their wellness, their feelings, everything that was usually associated with femininity?
For sure. Not necessarily the goons. The goons don't really come to me for advice on mental health, or they don't really talk about it. But I got people that's, my young life that look up to me, and they be asking for guidance, and I make sure I lace them, make sure I get them righteous. I run into people that deal with those problems, and they're a fan of my music, and I make sure I stay tapped in with them. A lot of people text me, brother, I'm going through some things, but lock in with me. I just want to talk, and I make sure I dial that number and I reach out, because I just seen somebody from my city who just hung himself, and he looked like he was living a life. If you look at his Instagram, he looked like he was enjoying life, loving life, popping, looked like he was on his way to greatness. And then, a tragedy occurred. And so I feel like anytime that I got an opportunity to reach out, man, and throw somebody an alley-oop and point them in the right direction, I feel obligated to that. There's people that call me from the pen, bruh, this shit breaking me. I just need somebody to holler at. And, I tap in with them. And so, it's getting better. It's getting better. You're right. It's kind of like a feminine thing, even for me to go to counseling therapy sessions. We look down upon that. Nigga, we not, because once more, when you involved in these streets, when you're a politician, it's called gangsters moving silence. And so once we look down upon that, man, but it's starting to I feel like it's getting better. It's getting better, and I feel like a lot of people looking towards me for that. And like, if Mozzy do it, I'm entitled to do it. If Mozzy got a wife and a family, man, I can have a wife and a family. If you feel me?
Straight up.
That's how I feel about it. Yeah.
You like that talk, Bizzle?
Oh yeah, shout out to you, Mozzy. Thank you so much for calling into the show. Just to build on that a little bit more, though. So then, how does it? Like, I found out a lot of things about my husband before I married him, but obviously, the relationship, if it's healthy, is gonna keep growing. you know, and you find out more and more what's behind layers and how people think the way they think. All the stuff that you've been carrying and dealing with, did it make it harder to trust somebody in a relationship in terms of your lady, your partner in life? Did it make it harder to trust?
Yeah, I think I said it in the song too. It for sure did. It's crazy because it's like I think I explained it like, you know, this was life before I met you, and this how I live. But it most definitely do, just because we come from two different parts of the world.
Facts.
And you know, it's just all a learning process, and it's a lot of compromising. I'm compromising, you know, the way she was raised, and she compromising the way I was raised and what I stand on and my principles and morals. And but we make it work. We do make it work. We most definitely make it work. We phone, you know what I'm saying, bump heads, take breaks, double back. But the love is beyond bulletproof. It's really unconditional. So I think, and that's one of the benefiting factors in it that makes it work. And but yeah, for sure.
You said the title of the album, Beyond Bulletproof. Man, I think it's only appropriate that we go into that song and then open up these phone lines, 888-742-3345. You got people lined up that want to talk to you. This album came out earlier in the month, man, but it's been in my rotation. Beyond Bulletproof. It's a real one. This is a real one right here. We got Mozzy here. You want to talk with him, give us a call. Sway in the morning, Shade 45. Beyond Bulletproof is the name of the album. Actually, we're going to play, is it Bulletproofly? Bulletproofly. Yeah, Bulletproofly.
They love me bulletproofly, but I can't tell. My reputation, everything, that's why I can't tell. Oh, that's my favorite.
Bulletproofy. Let's play that now. Sway in the morning, Shade 45. Bulletproofly, Mozzy, Beyond Bulletproof is the name of the album. We got a few people online. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, too. And I'm just going to kind of go through it, and I'm going to make a tie. Because I went through the whole album, man, and it's just from Overcame is one of my... You know, I actually listened to Overcame out of order, you know, because I just wanted to get straight to that song and hear what you talked about on it, right? Just because I love when a title attracts you. People don't put the same, like, you got good titles of your songs, man. I think the titles correlate with the actual songs well. And then one of the lines you said, I was only worth 100 when I left Sac. Now I'm worth millions. They didn't expect that. Did you expect that?
I ain't expect it. I didn't know what to expect, but I was diving in head first. I was putting it all on the line. I was betting it all. I was all in. So I just knew that Sacramento, I felt like it was, you know, it was hindering me. I felt like it was preventing me from really, really flying high. And so I just took that chance, man. Came to L.A. A lot of people from Northern Cali, you know, they take their time on coming here. I feel like it's a hard market to crack. And on top of that, I'm a gang-related rapper. So I thought I was going to already X myself out with, you know, just being the blood. And then this location being flooded with the keyways. I didn't think they was going to respond to my music well and open arms, but they did, man. And I think moving to L.A. was the best move I could have possibly made. It just taught me so much about the game, you know, and I ran into a lot of people and then gave me a lot of advice outside the game, just real estate, just a lot of relationships. I built a lot of relationships that I think I would have never had if I would have stayed in Sac.
Yo, that's so amazing, bro. And it's and Heather and Tracy, it's an interesting pilgrimage when you go from, because most people think all of Cali is the same. If you're in the Bay,
right.
If you're in LA, it's all the same. It's not. So Mozzy, what you just nailed on the head. Everybody gotta, like I always say, you gotta leave the Bay at some point, you know, to go find your egg. You got to. And we left it. Me and King Tech left it years ago, back in the 90s, 93, I think, and it was a scary proposition because, like you said, you got to uproot, but you got to make that pilgrimage to L.A. to know that you can make it in New York and everywhere else. It's something about that correlation, right? you go on to say in the song, "I Ain't Perfect." You mentioned the key line I heard was "Fuck the IRS for that half a ticket that they charged me." You know the line I'm talking about. Okay, so you you went from overcame. I was only worth 100 when I left SAC, and now I'm worth millions. They didn't expect that. To fuck the IRS for charging me half a ticket, $500,000. Did they charge you $500,000 in taxes, or was that just a line?
Nah, that's real life. He said, shout out SSI, because them the checks that we was living on. Fuck the IRS, that half the ticket that they hit me for. Now that's real life, man. I think it was a half a ticket after all I grossed. I had to get a new accountant though. I needed a new accountant. I felt like a half a ticket was crazy. We got to make up some deductions. We got to come righteous, man. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, yeah, they hit me for the half a ticket, and I was sick. I had parvo. I never thought that. You know, I understand now why people, the whole tax invasion. I understand why we see rappers, you know what I'm saying, entertainers, you know, going to jail behind taxes. I understand it now because it was very difficult for me to give them $500,000 in real money.
So what's the cautionary tale? Like, what can you tell people now who came from where Mozzy came from, and you starting to make legitimate money? So you don't pay taxes on street money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now you making legitimate money. What would be your number one rule to those folks when they transitioning from making street money to legitimate money?
What they didn't tell me that I needed, it was a piece of information that they didn't tell me that I needed, and that was every check that rolled in, due to the fact that, you know, I'm the big dog now. I'm CEO. I'm boss man of the company, or I'm boss man of, you know, whatever the case, that check coming in my name. And every check, you got to pay taxes on that. So if you get $100,000 check, that's not $100,000 cash. That's not all yours. Off the dribble, you got to learn how to separate, you know, what's IRS. So I feel like the best advice I can give them is once you get to that level where, you know, them checks is coming in, and if they don't, because it's not like a McDonald's job where they already take the taxes out. So it's your responsibility to take your taxes out. It's your responsibility to keep up with your taxes. It's your responsibility to find somebody trustworthy, you know what I'm saying, who really got your best interests, you know what I'm saying, as far as accountants, as far as, you know, CPAs. It's your responsibility, and you got to do the homework. You got to do the legwork. You got to get out there and find out. You know, the same way you look on Yelp and see if this product is a good product and what kind of ratings and stars it has. You got to do that. You got to run the resume on everybody you dealing with when it come to your money. You got to have other people watching the people that's watching your money, and that's the best advice I feel like I can give as far as that.
Man, Mozzy here. HB, I know you got to go to Urban View.
Yeah, I'm headed over there right now. Love you,
Are you
Mozzy.
leaving us?
Well, yeah, it's just that work, as you mentioned, and you know, just putting in that work. But it's what you said, you know, and this is no joke. Mozzy said it in jest, but people spend more time doing the research on the restaurant that they gonna sit at and eat for anniversary than they would the people who handling their money, or when the next J's coming out or whatever, or people handling your money. Take care of your business. Like it is no joke and there's no game. Take care of your business. So I love you, Mozzy, and salute to you. God bless you, and thank you for the honesty this morning in the conversation. It's much appreciated.
Yes, ma'am. Love you more. I still need my plate.
Mozzy, I got, listen, Mozzy, you already know I got you on the plate, family. I can't wait to come back out that way. We're going to eat good, Mozzy. We're going to eat good. We're going to drink good. We're going to celebrate. I got my family always.
Say no more. Pure love. Appreciate you.
Hey, let me know when you line that up, Mozzy. That's the only way I'm going to get a plate too, man.
Mozzy, don't listen to that.
Bizzle, tell them how they can reach you. Where can they reach you, Bizzle?
You can hit me up at the Happy Hour WHB. And speaking of plates, you know, I'm cooking again this Sunday on my IG Live, cooking for charity. You can Cash App early and donate. I'm just asking for $1. HB Charity Cooks. HB Charity Cooks. I'm teaching you how to cook, and you could donate at the same time. We donating this month to York Street House. It's another homeless shelter for women and their children. HB Charity Cooks. We could just do this, y'all, at $1 at a time. Thank you for your time, and meet me Sunday on IG at 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm gonna teach you how to cook something and make those drinks, baby. We gonna have fun.
Hey, I'm gonna go to these phone lines too, Biz. I'll talk to you later. A lot of folks on the line. Love you too.
I love you.
A lot of folks on the line for Mozzy. Rose in Ohio. Good morning.
Rose.
What up, man?
Somebody, what's up with the big dog? How you living?
Man, I'm all right, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been listening to Sway for quite some time, man. And ain't really too many artists and people that have me sitting patiently waiting to call in to talk to you, man. I want to say, first and foremost, you know, besides the artist and the music, I respect you as a man and what you stand for and what you stand on. And, you know, that new album, man, been cracking out every day, like just your songs and everything. It's a lot of shit that I relate to, that I came from too, that, you know, it's the resemblance there. Like, you know, sleepwalking, take it up with God off that one out top, like, you know, man, it's deeper than the rap with you, and I feel that, you know what I'm saying? And I just want you to keep pushing forward, keep pushing out that good music, big dog. And shit, when you come close to the city or somewhere close, man, I'm coming to see you. Rose, for sure.
Man, I appreciate that. G.O.D., what's your favorite track off the album?
Man, I like that. Lonely. I think that's Lonely with Shooby.
Yeah,
Shorty go crazy.
Shorty. Yeah. That's crazy. I like that, man. That whole album crack, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. You can't skip one song.
You really can't.
Now, believe that. Appreciate you 100.
Everything is lyrical. Everything is said in a purpose. And, you know, the shit that you've been through, man, I've been through a lot of similarities, and, man, I'm rocking with it, bro. Just keep putting out that heat, stay humble, and stay down, put on for fourth. Oh, yeah. And by the way, man, hey, I'm in that 7 Series too, my nigga. I'm in that 7 Series too, my nigga. 2013, baby.
About it. Time. Eat.
Okay.
Eat, young man.
I see you,
You know
Rose.
what I'm talking about?
Keep shining, family. You're a citizen.
I
appreciate
swear
it,
on
man.
it.
All right, take care, man. We got Mill from Utah on the line. Mill, what up?
Hey, what's good, man?
What's up, fam?
Hey, man, I just want to tell you first off,
how you living?
Man, where I live, things are kind of like pushed to the side where it's like 3 months lag when it comes to music. So you always keep us on, man. And I want to let you know I appreciate that very much, man.
Oh,
thank
you
you
talking
so
to
much
me?
for that.
Who you talking to?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, man. I'm talking to Sway. Now, as far as when it comes to Mozzy, though, I got a question, man. How you stay so grimy, man? Like, always, all your music, man, it's like straight off the gutter type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it, man. I got so much respect for you.
I appreciate that, brother. I think it's just being a child of the trenches. It's just naturally in me, and I really don't know nothing else outside of that. Like they my people. So it's once you get to a point, it's, you know, where I'm secure. I still got people stuck in them trenches, man, and they counting on me, they depending on me, and so I think it's just having a real connection with them. And I'm scared to abandon home. I'm scared to. I don't know who I'd be without.
You eat concrete and shit bricks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it. And bottom line is also, man, I didn't. You eat concrete and shit bricks. Facts, man. Now, as far as when it comes to this new album, you are one of those very small individuals that when an album come out, I'm driving to work today and I hear Sway talk about how you got a new album out. I didn't even know that shit had popped off, so I instantly downloaded it. That's a blind download. I don't even know what's going to be on the album, but I already know it's going to be fat shit. So which one do you want me to pop in first that's going to make me ride to, have my trunk bumping and shit like that? Let people know around here in Utah where they lying on some shit.
Hey, soon as that unethical and deceitful, like soon as the album come on, the introduction, you're gonna catch a vibe like, oh yeah, he tweaky, he blacked out. I think you're gonna, and you know, you gotta slap that. Homies want to know. That's like the heartbeat of the album, man. It's just spreading love. It's spreading love. There's so much love in there, and you know, I'm just reciprocating it. Just like, you know, you tapping in, calling in, and giving me your feedback on how you function with me. That's an act of love. And you know, this album was to reciprocate them acts.
Wow.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. I really do. Sway, I appreciate everything that you do for the community. keeping us that are in the dark most of the time still plugged in. You know, much love to Heather B, even though she's already out.
Yep,
But,
Tracy
you know,
G
I
on
just
there
want to
too.
let you know, long-time listener, your first-time caller, but, you know, I had to be like what Rose said, man. I heard Mozzy's on the line. I had to pop on real quick.
That's love.
Hey,
Mill, Tracy G on the line. Watch how we do you, man. You officially a citizen.
A Sway in the morning, bro.
Hey,
that shit is
man.
fat.
Yeah,
good, man.
All right, cool, man. Hey, you mind taking a couple more? They calling from all over, bro. You
Come
good
on,
with
let's
it?
get them.
Okay, Darick in Houston, what up?
You.
Mozzy, what's up?
Hey.
What's up, man? This is the first time caller.
H-Town.
Man, I'm in Houston, but I'm from LA, and I just want to say, Sway, love the show, bro. Never wanted to call before. Always just in the cut listening. But when my boy came on, I had to tap in. You know what I'm saying?
Tap in, man.
I want to say I appreciate you, bro, Mozzy, for mixing the gangsterism with positivity. Like back in the day, like Grammy used to have to put my medicine in a little honey to give it to me because I wouldn't take it straight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The kids in the streets, they ain't gonna take it just straight positivity. But you like homie said, grimy in a good way. But you know how to mix that medicine with the honey, bro. And I just want to say, man, it's so refreshing. Banging that body count, rolling with the sunroof up. I'm like, it's West Coast, baby, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I know you come from a long line of people. T-Bone, Brother Lynch, you know, I know the whole West Coast history. I'm from the West, but I just want to say, you keeping the positivity and the gangsterism going on a new level. Nobody did it like this before. Ain't nobody talking about blood and therapy. Come on, bro. Ain't nobody mixed that together. Come on, you know what I'm saying? So I want to give you that props, homie. And as a father of 2 daughters myself, I respect the fatherhood, the gangsterism, the love for Grammy, all that, bro. And I want to say, I'm your number one fan, homie, and I want to say, keep it going. I've been riding with you since one up top up. You know what I mean?
Oof.
Bro, I'm beyond appreciative to that. For real, G-O-D, Beyond Bulletproof with me. You know, we locked in for a lifetime. Make sure you hit me on the gram. You know what I'm saying? Like this brother who I was tapped in with, I'm going to follow back, function with you heavy. And, man, 100, appreciate you, bro. G-O-D, you said a mouthful. Therapy and gang-related activities. Come on,
bro.
That's what I was going for. I was just trying to make the vegetables edible this time.
Man, all the little homies felt it, and they don't even know, see, how you did it. They don't even know they even receiving that positive message. They just vibing out.
They don't even know.
It's subconsciously getting that positive through. That's hard to do, my nigga. I mean, that's hard to do, my boy. You know what I'm saying? For real, bro. And I want to say, keep it up, and don't let nothing change. You already know it, but keep on doing what your heart say. It's hard to talk about therapy and counseling, and it's hard, bro. I know it. So keep it up, homie. I don't want to take your time up. I want to say I am your number one fan, bro, and I want to say I see what you're doing on the undertuck, and I appreciate it. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. Hey, Darick, man, let me give you something on the way out. You officially a citizen.
A Sway in the morning, boy.
Hey, there it is. Pop it, man. Shine
As you should.
Hey, man, Mozzy, man, I just, you know, from this reaction, I can only imagine as an artist, just as a human, that's using your art to connect with folks, that it must be a gratifying feeling. But stay the course, though. The thing about this is it's just an ongoing journey. You know what I mean? And you reached the zone, brother. Go ahead.
I was just 100, bro. I appreciate it. You know, your opinion and you know, just the way you view it, that truly matters. You know, I'm a fan of everything you and y'all got going on. So that's 100, bro. It's humbling.
Oh, it's all love, man. The album got some bangers on here. Shout out to Polo G, Lil Papa, Eric Bellinger is on there, Bix is on there, Selly Rule. Shorty killed that song Lonely, but man, we're gonna end the interview with King Von and our little brother G Herbo. You got them together on this Body Count, and that one right there, that goes so hard.
Shout out to Herbo and Von.
Yeah, man.
Dougie, when I sent it to him, they knocked it out, no problem. Love, Gangland. Told him how long we finna do the quarantine video. Ran the play, Gangland, love. So, you know, I appreciate they unwavering love, support. Yeah, body count, man. Let's end it with the body count.
Let's end it with that. And did y'all do the video already, or how y'all gonna do it?
Yeah, we already did it. We did a quarantine video. It just dropped yesterday. It's basically like, you know, we tucked in the house. They doing their thing in their house. I'm doing mine in my house. We never collaborated. You know what I'm saying? We respected the quarantine. Send my condolences to everybody that was affected by this pandemic. But, yeah, we made it work. And shout out to them for working with me.
I saw you post that on your Instagram. We're going to end with that.